Hello, this is the next video in my series about the Dark Eye core rules, and we are still in the chapter about the talents, and we are now going to talk about special abilities. And they are in the talents chapter because they're closely connected to talents, cause sometimes what a special ability can do is quite different, but most of the time they allow you to make certain tests, talent tests. For example, because you get some knowledge by learning the special ability, you gain some knowledge that allows you to do a certain talent test, to do something you must have learned. So you're still rolling on the original talent like alchemy or something, but you're using some knowledge that you had to acquire through a special ability. Or the special ability improves simply a talent test. You just get always quality level more out of a successful talent test when you have the special ability, and so on and so on. And that's why these special abilities are here in the talent section. And the first special ability, I'm going through all of them and say something about them. There are not that many. The first one is Analyst. Analyst means you are good at analyzing, or better at analyzing, magical artifacts, magical creatures. You can figure out more effectively how they work. Usually to make this, you would test on magic lore, or I don't know how it's called. It would make a test on talent magic lore, and this helps you to improve your result in the test. Next thing is Leader. Leader is you make a talent test, and then your friends in combat get more attack and parry, and yeah, they get better values for a round or something, for one turn, for one attack. Next is Professional Secret, or Profession Secret, or don't know how to translate it. It is like what I told you before. You have gotten some knowledge, for example, a recipe in alchemy that is usually kept a secret, or you know something else. For example, how to make porcelain, or a special potion, or you know how to make a certain instrument, how it works, because it's complicated or something. And that is what you get. You still would make a test on completely different attributes depending on what you're building, what you're brewing or something. On different, you would make a test on different talents. But this allows you to make the test at all because you know how the thing works and what you have to put together. So next is you know how to fake documents. Make fake documents that look real. You know all the techniques necessary to make a fake document. That's something you wouldn't be allowed to do at all if you don't know how to do it, I think. And this basically allows you this. Then Iron Will. This is shielding you willingly against influence by magic. So if someone wants to control your mind magically, you can use this ability to shield your mind against the influence, which basically raises your resistance against magic. Yes. The next is fan language. So you're holding a fan in your hand and you can give people signs with it. There's a specific language, what it means to hold a fan or do with a fan certain things, and you can communicate with people certain things by using a fan. Next is diffuse traps. You simply know something about mechanics and such, and you can diffuse traps effectively. Then we have cheating. You know how to cheat when gambling, when playing a board game or something. You know tricks and are effective at cheating. Specialization in a talent. This is, you specialize in some area of a talent, for example, like the concealment or hiding or sneaking talent. There's one talent that is about sneaking and hiding and following people unnoticed, and you could specialize in one of those areas. And when you do this, like you specialize in sneaking, and when you sneak, then you get a bonus on sneaking. Next is fisher. You are a fisher. You know how to fish. Everybody can fish, try to catch a fish, but when you do it, you're just more effective. Simply more effective. It gives you a better result, more fish, when you make a successful fishing test. Füchsisch, that's a language that is like fox language, named after the holy animal of the god of thieves and merchants, Fex. So fox language is it is a language where you use words with different meaning and which other people would not understand, and it also consists of some kind of signs you would write on the street or on a house to give someone who knows a language a sign what to expect or a warning. Then we have Geländekunde. Geländekunde, I don't know really how to translate it. You have been living in a certain environment, like in the mountains or in the swamp or in the forest, and in general you just know your way around this territory, and you are better at following trails there, or hunting, or finding a safe place to rest for a night. You will just know some area like the desert or the mountain better than usual, and when you're doing something there, like following a trail or finding a place to rest or something, you get basically a bonus. Next is Gildenrecht, which means guild law. This means you know all the laws regarding the magical guilds, the magician guilds. So the black guild, the white guild, the grey guild, what special laws are applied to the guild mages and stuff like that. Glasbläserei is glass blowing. You know how to blow glass. You know how to create whatever stuff from glass. You've been trained in it. Hehlerei is, you know how to sell stolen goods. You have contacts that would allow you to sell something that would otherwise raise attention, and allows you to sell stolen good. Heraldic is heraldry. You know what the signs on flags mean. You know what the signs on the shields of knights mean. You know who they stand for and stuff like that. Build instruments. You can professionally build instruments that are good enough to be played in a professional orchestra. For example, you can make several flutes and they all sound the same. Next is hunter. You are a trained hunter, and everybody can go hunting, but when you go, you simply bring back more meat, and you hunt more. It raises simply your quality in a successful hunting test. Cartography is, you are a trained cartographer. You can make professionally maps someone professionally trained in navigating could use to navigate. So you could make a map that would allow a captain to navigate the sea or something. Lippenlesen means reading lips. You can simply know what people say by looking at the movement of their lips. Meister der Improvisation is, you know how to improvise. If you have to build something, you are like MacGyver. You can build with bad tools and bad material used, can still build great things, and the negative modification you would get from bad tools and bad or no tools is lower for you. So you're more successful in building something. Ortskenntnis is, you know some place. a specific place. For example, you know very well the town you were raised in, or a quarter in a big city, or you were a merchant and were traveling along a road very frequently, when you simply know the area of that road. Not too much off, it's a very long area, you know, but a very narrow, like 50 meters around this road. Rostäuscher, you know how to treat, for example, an old horse to make it look better and to get a better price on the market if you want to sell it. You basically fake it and you make it look like a not so old horse and better than it actually is to con someone into buying it for a high price. Next thing is you are a gatherer. When you gather food, you would simply bring home more food than you usually would when you have this skill. So next is suppress pain. That is, you can suppress the pain you get when your hit points go down and you get into a state of pain, and get negative modifications on everything you do. You can suppress this pain and so ignore the modifications. Schnapsbrennerei is distillery. You are a distiller, you know how to make alcohol. Schrift is simply a script. You know a script. You know the alphabet of a certain script. On a page further down, there is a list of different scripts that are used in Aventuria, and you simply know the alphabet of certain scripts, and you would buy, for every script, you would buy this special ability. So you would have several scripts. For every script you want to know, you have to buy this special ability again and again. Schriftstellerei is you're an author or writer. You simply know how to write a poem or a beautiful love story or a criminal story or something, and you have to specialize in certain areas. So you can take this several times for being like someone who can write poems, beautiful poems, and someone who can write beautiful, interesting crime stories or something like that. And the last one here is language. Language has a level depending on how well you can speak this language, and there is also a list of languages on page further down, and you would buy this for every language, this special ability. And the level is 1 is you can barely speak it, 2 is it is okay, you have an accent, you making a lot of mistakes probably in grammar and vocabulary, and when you write you're really bad, but it's okay to communicate normally, and 3 is you speak it like someone's native language. The next here is imitate animal voices. For example, when hunting, you would make a voice to get the attention of animals and draw them to you. This is pottery. You simply know how to make pottery. This is predict weather. So you know what the weather is going to be. The last one is you are the literal translation is probably number mystics. It is, if you hear a story, probably, for example, a legend or some religious story, and there are numbers in it, you can figure out that these numbers have a meaning and that there is a reason behind why the guy in the story does something for so many days, and in these so many days he does something so often, and you can conclude that these numbers are the holy numbers of something and this, and that when you multiply them you get this, and this gives you a hint about a secret that is hidden in that stories or something like that. You know the secret meaning of certain numbers, and you can decipher something like that. The secret, the mystical meaning of numbers. So that is the list of the normal special abilities. There are a few more after the list. These ones here, these are special fate point special abilities. To use them, you would invest a fate point, and they simply improve your stats. And I'm going through them. The first one is it improves your attack. So if you can improve your attack, you can do this after you've rolled an attack and you didn't roll low enough, and then you can decide, I'm improving my attack. You can improve it by 2 points, I think. And you would, if that would help you, you can decide, I need a 11, I rolled a 12. Then you would improve your attack for 1 fate point, and the attack would have succeeded. You can do the same for a dodge test, for an attribute test, even in a skill test. You can do it for a ranged combat test, for a parry test, and you can do it. Oh no, the last one is something different. The one here is you can prevent being surprised. So if you run into a trap, someone is hiding somewhere and tries to attack you, and normally you would be surprised and couldn't act and couldn't defend. Spending a fate point would allow you to be alert and be able to dodge or draw your weapon and fight, instead of just having one round where you cannot act. So that's it. The last list you've seen here is the list of languages and scripts. These are all languages, and it's described who uses them, and these are all the scripts, and it's described which language uses which script. And that is all that is in the chapter about the talents. The next chapter is combat, and I intend to make this more detailed. At least the basics of combat, I don't know. I will decide while I'm doing it how detailed I'm going to do this. I will at least explain the basics of combat, how it works, and so you basically know how to fight a fight in the Dark Eye. I might also get through the list of special abilities and maneuvers you can do, but I will not explain the mechanics. I just say you can make more damage with this, and you can lower the defense of someone with this, and you can you have these and these options, but I'm not going to explain how the mechanic is really working, what you have to roll, what you have to calculate, what it changes in what you're doing. So if you have any questions left about the talents and about the special abilities, then comment in the comment section. I'll try to answer it. But with the talent chapter, this is it for now. So bye.